everyone. How are you? So today, because I couldn't think of anything to read about with Harry and Meghan for today, and because the globalists have been ramping up their efforts to try to bring in more lockdowns with energy and food shortages that they are creating, I thought that April being usually a month where they pull things because it's a very satanic month this month, a lot of evil ceremonies the Satanists do this month, and no doubt the globalists, being all Satanists, are planning to make people suffer. How the top 1% manages to cause so much suffering is only Satanists. That's all I gotta tell you. And Harry and Meghan. Harry's had his little speech yesterday that I couldn't help but go through. But now I figured, let's just do a forecast for the month. Haven't done a monthly forecast in a while. And yeah, so I just thought that's what I'm going to do today is look at the next 5 weeks. And I'm going to start with the Mildred Payne cards. And let's see, what can we expect in April worldwide here in general? What's going to happen this April? What can we expect this month? We have this month, okay, so on April 1st was a full moon. So that's where they're hyping up all the hysteria like Meghan loves to do on a full moon. And she did post something on her, as ever, Instagram. So, but of course, just her holding a stupid flower. I'm not even looking at it, Not even worth mentioning. But, of course, at a full moon, she's got to do something, right? She's trying to create some kind of reaction as usual. I've got storm. Of course, this does describe what the globalists are doing now. They are creating a storm. And, of course, they do have their geoengineering. They've been blocking the sun, everything else, and creating floods and whatnot. Mirror. Cauldron. Doing the witchcraft there. Meghan and her pals. And star. Their long-term plans here. Yes. And also this month, Uranus is entering Gemini. Uranus has been in Gemini since 4 days before Harry and Meghan's wedding, which I find interesting. So 4 days right after, basically, Uranus entered Taurus, they got married. So that's significant because in their marriage chart, they have this, Uranus basically describes their whole marriage, right? Upsets, shocks, disruptions, destruction. But now, for the first time since 2018, or the second time, for a little while, Uranus entered Gemini for a little while last July 2026. But now, Uranus is entering Gemini again at the end of this month. I have it on my astrology reference sheet. Uranus will enter Gemini on April 25th. Well, I just tend to think that's going to have some kind of, maybe after that or around that time, we may hear something about Harry and Meghan's marriage, possibly. Or, there's definitely going to be a shift. And the last time Uranus was in Gemini was back in the 1940s during World War I and World War II. And before that, Uranus was in Gemini from in the 1800s, 1860s during the Civil War. And before that, Uranus was in Gemini during the Revolutionary War. So a lot of astrologers are following it, thinking, oh no, because Uranus is going to be in Gemini from 2026 through 2032. So yeah, rife for war for sure. Of course, every time there's a war, it doesn't mean it's civil or anything, but just you could have all three. You have world, civil, and revolutionary. I don't know, but it's known that that's Uranus. That other planets are in different places, but still, it is it's on the mind. Put it that way. So Harry and Meghan running back to the royal family. Are they doing it for self-preservation because they know shizzle's about to hit the fan? And Bill Gates has been saying for years now, oh, there's going to be a civil war. There's going to be a civil war because they want it. They're engineering it every day. They are engineering us towards food shortages, the energy deprivation. So, of course, that's going to lead to societal unrest. But they, of course, want us fighting each other. And they're trying to come up with all different ways they can do it, left, right, whatever, however you want to divide people. The globalists are bending over backwards to get people divided because they certainly don't want you attacking them, the small number of them that really are causing all the problems. But anyways, I digress. What's gonna happen in April? Interesting month this month, I must say. Okay, we got the rose, a drop of blood under it. Spider, weaving some webs there. Heart, antidote. Oh, and the blood here. Yeah. So let's take a look at these cards and see what looks to be shaping up for this month. All right, so first with the storm, we are looking at turbulent times. It's like, yeah, no kidding, right? Cards are confirming danger and troubled emotions. So they are trying to emotionally manipulate us, as you all know, especially with social media. So you gotta be very careful not to allow their algorithms to emotionally manipulate you. And the same goes for Harry and Meghan. Whatever stunts they pull, which they are pulling and going into Australia, they are trying to upset people. So these storms are, of all kinds. And we know the usual suspects, Harry, Meghan, their globalist buddies, are all out to get people upset and riled up and reacting, especially on the full moons, which is why they've really ramped it up. All the world leaders came out. They had to make a statement at the same time. It's like, you got to be kidding me. They're all scripted. They're all still so controlled. I mean, we really need to get these controllers. Anyways, the mirror is self-reflection. Yes. Reevaluating your perceptions. And it can also indicate vanity, which is something you see online as well. But I would say self-reflection and reevaluating what you perceive, i.e., not being manipulated by what you see, not believing everything you see until you've confirmed it, because there is so much fakery out there. And of course, the cauldron is fertility, magical combinations, and experimentations. So I take this as the storm is about getting people to changing their perceptions. They want you to believe there's an energy shortage when there is no shortage of energy. They're causing it. And also the cauldron, they're experimenting. They're experimenting on us. What the globalists do is they put something out and they see how people react, if they'll fall for it, if they'll do it, right? Remember that a couple of years ago, they tried to bring back the masks. So they had some hospitals put on the masks again. Oh, everybody put on your mask. It's a bad flu season. But nobody went for it, of course. Thank goodness. Well, this whole energy thing and the lockdowns, they're experimenting to see, will people really do it? Are you really going to fall for it again? Are you going to comply again? So it's a big test. And it's a test of how much you're going to believe what they say. And of course, then we got the star, which is about hope, sense of clarity, vision, inspiration. And then we have the flower, which can symbolize beauty, kindness, gifts, blossoming abilities, or potential. And so I've heard that April 1st is actually the traditional new year, the real new year is supposed to be. So making your plans now, it's supposed to be an auspicious time for that. All right, the spider. So long-term plans here. I could take this as, you have this rose, this flower, but it's going to drop a blood under it. like a blood stain on the side. So I take this as, they're this kindness, like Harry and Meghan are humanitarians, all the globalists. Bill Gates is a humanitarian, which is actually, somebody commented, humanitarian is synonymous with mass murderer. So I see this, that beware of the humanitarians here who are trying to make it seem like, oh, they're just being so kind. And like Harry, he's being so kind and fighting big tech for us to protect the children. That kind of nonsense and lies and misdirections, but they're really pushing their tyranny. Well, that kind of thing. I say beware of that going on. People who are acting like they're helping, right? They're going to be a hero. Look out for the heroes. A lot of globalist controlled heroes like Greta Thunberg and people like that, Prince Harry. Because Spider, this is strong, powerful female energies, and carefully designing one's life. We're carefully designing all of our lives, which the globalists are trying to do. Satanists, and they've got their witchery and sorcery and demons helping them out. So then we've got the heart, strong emotions, affection, love, and compassion. So I'm going to go with the strong emotions because they are stirring up people's emotions and trying to warp their perceptions and testing us. So the design here is on, and they have been designing for a long time, how to manipulate us and our emotions and getting us emotionally reacting to everything. And just like David Icke says, they're after the loosh. Says the demons they soak up that energy. They want that frequency. So you have to have a positive, more higher frequency, stepping away from what they're trying to get. Because they love that. They really fed off the COVID lockdowns. They really fed it. They were so empowered by that. And their demonic energies, they were feeding off of that. So to not, not get emotional, but also not give them the emotions, not give them the loosh, right? And 66, the antidote is a welcome remedy to a toxic problem, a cure. A balancing force against the negativity. So there is an antidote, and that is to not comply, not believe anything they say, and not react. Don't give them loosh either. We have to, the people have to take their power and their life, because the blood is the last one. It's about life. Life in general, all life. They're not just after us. They're after animals and birds and insects and everything. Plant life. The World Health Organization wants to own everything, and they want everything having mRNA, right? Ancestry, heritage, DNA. So keeping in mind that they're after the DNA. So the antidote is, of course, protecting your DNA, right? Not taking any gene therapy products that they may generously try to bestow upon you and wrap it up as a pretty gift. We're so generous, philanthropist. Don't worry, humanitarian Bill Gates has a shot for you. They are going to be coming up with all different ideas to manipulate us, particularly with their controlled, not only we know they control the mainstream media, but through their alternate media figures who are also controlled, who will be trying to influence people to do this by that, get people revved up in whatever way. So they're all jumping on it now, right? They're all so you're gonna be step back away from the controlled opposition there, because this is gonna be a very stormy month for sure, and it's going to be a lot of experiments with the black mirror. I always think of the phones and the tablets and the computers as the black mirror, right? It's like that Netflix show. They always have to tell you, right? So Netflix is one of their places to tell us things. So they are going to be using their black mirrors, social media, television, whatever, movies, to bring up their witchery, their sorcery, because there's a lot of satanic sorcery and spell work going on here, to manipulate people and experiment on us and to try to get us emotional by design. for their long-term goals, and of course they're going to try to make them and their controlled people, their controlled alt media, to make it seem like we have the answer for you. Just listen to me. I'll tell you what to do and what to buy and who to cheer and whatnot. But the real answer is to know that they're after life. They're after our lives, our DNA, our blood. Really, they're out to take out life, but also to try to control it, right? Try to own, manipulate, control all life. Yes. It's going to be an interesting month. It's going to be an interesting month for sure. And besides all this, the heart, something with the heart may come out in the news as well. They may have another one of their geoengineered storms that'll be unusual. Yeah, maybe something with Bill Gates' insects, with his mosquitoes and stuff, and his ticks, his alpha-gal ticks that the World Economic Forum designed so that you become allergic to meat suddenly and could die from an allergy to meat. Yeah, all very interesting things here. So put this aside. We're going to look at the next 5 weeks of April. What we can expect the first week. We'll have a few days this first week. So first week of April. It's already starting out with a bang. April 1st, for some reason, the Satanists love April 1st. They love doing it, just being evil on this day. For some reason, they say they like it. It's their idea of a joke, right? Ha ha! You got energy shortages. We're gonna make you think our shortages. We're gonna cause the shortages and the prices to go up. That's how they always get us. They always want to punish us financially. If they're not debanking us, they're gonna raise the prices and cause inflation, right? They love doing that. You don't want to listen to them and take their shots. They're just gonna make a gallon of milk cost $100. That's how they do it. That's why they need to be taken care of. Anyways, first week, second week. So the first week is the 1st to the 4th. Second week is the 5th to the 11th. Third week, 12th to the 18th. Fourth week will be the 19th to the 25th. And on the fifth week is the 16th to the 27th. See what we got. All right, let's see. How is April going to be for everyone? It's going to be very general, worldwide kind of thing. Everything's global nowadays. All right, let's see what's going to happen in April. All right, first week, 4 swords, 10 of wands, and 6 of wands. Yeah, so this week, sort of this international card here. See all the leaders coming out. They are, telling all the workers and overwhelming everyone and causing more burden on the people. Due to war here, due to their own attacks. They're being all minor arcana, so they're not they're just talking about it now. They're making their big statement. Dun, 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 leader has something to say, all the channels stop. But they're not hitting us yet with anything. I guess on the way, but the second week I've got Hangman reversed, King of Swords, oh, Ace of Swords. So next week we're going to be hearing they're plotting and planning here for deaths and for killing something over here, taking out. This could be our regarding speech on the internet. I heard that Twitter is doing something new where you cannot copy links of political tweets, including Trump's. So they're doing more things with censorship, cracking down, and I'm sure they'll use this idea of, well, we've got this crisis going on now. It's an emergency. And so the globalists up here, people who should not be making worldwide decisions, are plotting together with their World Economic Forum and making some decisions to take out either our freedom of speech or our supply chains. And they're on the attack now, and they don't care who dies. Of course, they never have. They've been killing us for years now. And the third week of April, Four of Cups, Temperance reversed, and Ace of Cups reversed. So I see things in the getting more emotional, and also more people upset in general. Things getting more emotionally manipulative. I see the cups, temperance, cups. It's getting people really upset, and I think they're doing that with a perception. Like we were saying, they're going to be generating a lot of social media posts and news items and doing the usual, trying to upset people as much as possible. And they may do something to upset people. And of course, it could be this, attempting to whatever they are doing the second week of April, which will lead to a lot of suffering as well the third week. But of course, it's something inflicted on us by these criminals here. Now, who may be trying to fight them. Now, this doesn't have to be criminals. This could be good guys here fighting and trying to stop them from doing this. But they're going to succeed in emotionally manipulating and upsetting people and causing their attacks through their Antifas and their other ways of, attacking to upset people and to cause mayhem and cause pain and suffering here. The fourth week, I have 8 of Coins, 7 of Cups, and 10 of Cups. So I do see some good news in the fourth week of April. And it's one where something constructive happening, which this is about completion, about the community. I'm not sure. I often see this as a royal family card. When is King Charles visiting? Let me check. Okay, so King Charles and Camilla are going to be arriving the 27th to the 30th, so it's the last week. But we may see 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, the week following this one. So leading up to it, there's going to be some, a lot of news about it, people talking about it. So it looks like a more positive week leading up to King Charles' visit. And when King Charles is here, 9 of Swords reversed, 5 of Cups. Oh man, people are not going to be happy to see him. And Page of Pentacles reversed. So I think that there's going to be more unhappiness and complaining, and I don't know, let's face it, a lot of Americans are not going to be thrilled with the idea of having a British, royal family visiting, considering all the trouble that other members of the British royal family and other British people like James Holt and Imran Ahmed and Jory Craig and all these other invaders who have been attacking our Constitution. So I think it's going to be kind of upsetting, this trip. King Charles being here, I think it's going to be, I don't think he's going to be cheered on so much. I'm sure they'll have some rent-a-crowds cheering him, but sad news here the last week of April. It's going to be underwhelming, to say the least. I think. I mean, I think there'll be a lot of publicity around it, of course, because it is King Charles. But I do think that there's going to be a lot of pushback and a lot of unhappiness being voiced from all areas. So, but this could also indicate just other unhappy things happening while King Charles is busy. He's only going to be here for 3 days, but still, or 4 days, 27, 28, 27th to the 30th, right? That's 4 days. So, yeah, that week pretty much. That's a short week. The last week. Yeah, so pretty much that week, it's going to be this. There may be some unhappy news and I hate to say misinformation, but things coming out that are unpleasant announcements. Yeah. So it is very awkward. You have Prince Harry and Meghan Markle working together with the royal family to bring in censorship and try to attack our First Amendment, but then they pretend like they're not getting along and it's a family. I mean, obviously it is also a family disruption, whether it's for the theater for the masses or real. I don't know exactly. I do believe that Harry and Meghan are working with the royal family with this censorship, but they're doing the theater again. See, I get I do get here possibly over the top theater and drama with Harry and Meghan and this trip with Charles and Camilla playing out, because Meghan's not going to sit back and her chia pets that she works with, they're not going to sit back and let King Charles get the front page with Trump, right? So Harry and Meghan or something else is going to happen to try to overshadow his trip. So either that's the two ways I see this working out. Either Harry and Meghan's Sussex squad and group, come out in mass numbers, like the communist Marxist Antifa types come out in mass numbers and cause a lot of pain and suffering, with riots or, protests and whatnot. That could be a way this works out as well. Or, Harry and Meghan and just other things creating conflict and drama and upset. So, yeah, it's gonna be a tumultuous, unhappiest time. I think. Oh my goodness. Yeah. It's unfortunate times we live in, and there's a lot of, it's a lot of unhappiness this month. A lot of unhappiness here. A lot of threats to our lives. A lot of, they will try to put on a good face, with this, but I think that it's going to be depressing and unpleasant, and it's sort of like, I don't know, considering he's coming here after so many British people have been attacking our speech and our constitution. It's just very sinister, I think is the word. Anyways, it's not terrible though. It's not terrible, but it's gonna be a very upsetting month, I think. But not one emotionally upsetting, and they may try doing in the third week something with the COVID again. They've been saying, oh, another COVID variant or this, that. So they're gonna try to be pulling one of those possibly midweek, but I don't think anyone will fall for that anyways. So I think that is, it may, this, I see this particular Ace of Cups with the one eye is the Masonic Satanist. It is reversed. So this could mean that they're going to fail and be very unhappy about it, about the lack of people falling for their psyops, their, lockdown scenarios. So hopefully that is how this will turn out, as long as nobody complies with their nonsense. And yeah. Okay, so I'm going to flip over a couple more cards here. What's going to happen at King Charles's visit to the U.S.? What's going to happen? What's going to make everybody so upset? What's going to be so disappointing and Yeah, like a lot of fighting about it. So intuition, something dealing, something unspoken. The fact that there may be parts of it that are just not televised or we don't know about, and people are speculating. Um, Third eye chakra. So people really thinking, uh, trying to figure out what they're talking about, what's really going on in this meeting, and while they're there. Okay, well, I was gonna look at more, but Lulu has decided to close this reading up. But I just want to say one more thing. You know, you got the third eye and the high priestess, which is something of spirituality, and you know, there may be a lot of talk about that and what, you know, is really going on there with Charles's visits and etc. So they're hearing, you know, a lot of speculations and any symbolism or perceived symbolism or secrecy or opaqueness, lack of transparency will be jumped upon and complained about immediately for sure. So yeah, that is what I'm seeing. So I hope you found this interesting. Lulu says hello. She is cleansing the cards. So you can see her a little better with this light, man. There you go. Now you can see her fur a little better. It's a little dark. Yeah, Lulu says hello here. All right, I can't make her look up. You want to look up? No, she doesn't like looking up into the light. It's too bright for her. She just woke up, you know, so she's still waking up. Anyways, I hope you found this interesting. If so, please like and subscribe. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye bye.